about your cervical spine at the end of May. And I want to make sure that that appointment will work for you, and answer any questions you might have about the visit.
Okay, ma'am, I do believe that I've been illegally chipped. That is something that I talked to the neurologist about that referred me to you, and she said that the neurosurgeon would be able to check that out and tell me if that's true. Um,
Uh-huh.
so that's one thing. I believe this Elon Musk, since I became a Muslim so long ago, they're hacking all my social media accounts and stuff. And I do have a lot of evidence against them. And I mean, before this, I've had perfect physical health. I mean, I'm having problems going to the bathroom, and I've been documenting all this stuff. I would like to show the
Mm-hmm.
doctor some of that stuff because the colon specialist, that's how I got the referral to the neurologist, is because she told me these hemorrhoids, they don't feel like hemorrhoids
Uh-huh.
are a neurological issue. So I'm having a
Okay.
lot of medical problems, and they're telling me it's all neurological. I've had some heart attacks, and the doctor hasn't gone over those things with me. So these are things that I wanted to explain to him and just give him a heads up. So because I'm not crazy, I'm very competent, and I don't want him to feel that way. I want to have a good professional relationship as a patient
Sure.
and a
Yeah.
doctor. So, I mean, I've tried to explain that to other people and they kind of let it go in one ear and out the other there. That's why I kind of have had reservations about doing this there. I just don't want to end up
Uh-huh.
paralyzed because, I mean, I'm pretty
Sure.
much on my deathbed. And I've tried to report this to
Yeah.
law enforcement and stuff, but they're not, they won't take, like, they won't even come out and see me. Like, there's something going on here and I have concerns about that. That's why I need the doctor to really look into this neurological process. The neurologist that I seen, she told me she was familiar with this illegal chipping, the neurological chipping process, and that it could be
Mm-hmm.
a reason to cause some of these symptoms that I'm going through.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah, the neurosurgeon can definitely help check that out for you. You've had some imaging done, which is helpful. So he can look at that to see if that's showing up on any of the imaging, and of course, do a physical exam. But the goal of the appointment with the neurosurgeon would be to talk about what is showing on the imaging of your
okay.
cervical spine, and is that causing the issues I think that you're experiencing with your legs, and I think your arms. You
Yeah.
had mentioned you
And
were having some trouble with your arms.
Ma'am, another thing that's on them imaging, there's some electronical interference. There's a couple warnings that I've seen on there, and I look at the CAT scan also. I don't know if Marlene had faxed those over to you, but it says there's some warnings on there that there is something interfering with the machine on the third image on the last MRI that I took. It says there's
Okay.
some kind of electrical interference, and I was wanting them to look at that because it says it didn't print out
Mhm.
all the images properly due to that.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I
I
mean,
didn't notice that. I do have the reports,
yeah,
so
there is a
I'll
warning.
definitely call that out to the doctor, and he can
Okay,
chat with you about that too, because we want to make sure that the images were done completely and show
yeah.
us
See, I had a problem when I
what's
went to see
going
the
on with.
neurologist that referred me to you. The For some reason,
Yeah.
this Catholic-owned church here, they did not want to send those images over to her, and she gave me. I hate to use my language like this, but it's the only way I know. She gave me a half-ass visit, and I do excuse my language. It's just the only way I know how to say it. But she did not go over those images with me properly because they weren't properly given to her, and they had more than 2 weeks to give her that, and she submitted 4 or 5 requests for them to send them to
Mhm.
her, which is pretty unusual. And I think
Yeah.
it's because those warnings on there, they are trying to cover that up. This is a Catholic
Oh.
hospital here, and since I became a Muslim, my mother, she's a diehard Catholic, and I've had some problems with them and backlash because I become a Muslim. And I mean, the Catholics here, they have really treated me pretty bad, and this is a Catholic-owned
Oh.
hospital here. So I think
Yeah.
there might be a little bit of cover up there. I'm not accusing them. It's just I have a suspicion of that. And
Sure.
the
Sure.
the doctors there, I've tried to explain to them what I'm feeling from what I'm feeling in my body. That's all I can tell them is how it feels, and
Yeah.
they don't really listen to me, and that's a problem that I've had with everybody I've seen except maybe the this last neurologist. She listened to me a little bit, and
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are just things I want to be honest with him about what I'm feeling,
Mhm.
and I want him to take it seriously because all I can do is tell him how it feels in my body because I've never had these physical issues, and it feels a lot different. And
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It sounds like um, I can't speak for St. Catherine's, but they did send us your imaging,
okay,
and they sent us the reports. So I have those things, and when you come see the neurosurgeon at the end of May, he'll be able to.
okay,
You'll have a thorough visit with him. He'll be able to review
and
all of
like I
that with
said, the
you.
warning is on the third one. They took a
The third one?
yeah, the
Okay.
MRIs. There's three imagings from that MRI that
Uh-huh.
the neurologist had me take, and I believe it's on the third one on my portal. It's the third one, and it states on there when you start looking through the imaging on that there is a warning and there is some kind of electrical interference or interference, and that it did not complete all the imaging properly.
Okay.
And I do have pictures and screenshots of that. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's because I'm having some problems with the city. They're trying to strong arm me with the law. Like they keep trying to force me to be a Catholic for some reason. That's what it seems like. So I mean,
Uh-huh.
that's why I'm very. I just don't want to end up paralyzed or hurt because I'm close to it right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We need
And I am kind of
to
in
get
fear
this
for my
looked
life right
at.
now. I don't want to say fear
Mhm.
because I'm not afraid to die, but man, I just feel like they're trying to strike that into me, even though, you know,
Mhm.
and I don't want to die. I want to walk again and I want to have a healthy life. I have some dreams and goals that I would like to pursue in life, and I just want to be healthy.
Yeah. I can't blame you for that. No, nobody should blame you for wanting to
Yeah.
be healthy and lead a happy life.
I just feel like they're taking an attempt at my life, kind of, and man, I've tried to report this to FBI, and I got evidence and stuff like that, and that's what
Mhm.
concerns me is they're not taking it seriously. And this Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they've incited people within the United States to not like Muslims and to attack them. And it's
Mhm.
in this country we have the First Amendment, which says we have the right to freedom of religion. So
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't want them to be able to kill me and use the law against me and strong arm me, because I don't believe in. I was a Catholic for almost my whole life, and now that I've
Mhm.
started being a Muslim for the last 2 to 3 years, I've been under attack by the city, and they do have a strike against them. If you go look that up in 2017, they tried to blow up a mosque here, and it was Kansas
Oh.
Special Forces, and they got another name, Crusaders. They were law enforcement, and I feel
Uh-huh.
like the law enforcement and the judicial system here is using that against me, and it is all on the internet. CBS and NBC, they all did documentaries on it, and it says that there's a lot of citizens here that are afraid, and I believe that Elon Musk and Donald Trump may have had something to do with that, inciting them. They do have ties to this area, and he is very unclear when it comes to his neurological chipping process on the process of that. And this guy is on drugs. I've been looking all this up on the internet since I can't work. And I mean, he
Mhm.
can communicate without other people hearing through that neurological process. And I feel like the city is trying to make me out to be like crazy, but I'm not. All I've done is tell them how I feel. And the more I tell them
Yeah.
how I feel like it's the more that I'm receiving backlash from the community here. And I just don't want to face that there. I've been a Jayhawk and a Jayhawk fan my whole life. I've lived in this state, so I mean, I love KU and
Yeah.
I love being here, but this city for some reason it's a little corrupt right now, and
Yeah.
I don't want to lose my life because just because I want to follow the Muslim faith. I mean, I don't hang out with other
Sure.
Muslims, but I feel like I'm under attack by these Catholics. And one thing is the Catholic hospital here, they haven't really given me much information. Like I've had a couple of heart attacks, and like I believe four or more, and the heart specialist hasn't gone over those with me, and he didn't go over
Okay.
the test results and stuff. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's just unusual. Usually, your doctor, your specialist, will go over the test results properly with you. He made me take a stress test, but he still didn't go over none of the EKG results with me or the graphs and tell me where he was seeing concern. And
Mhm.
and what the problem is. And in the last one, it says the blood flow from my heart is not returning back properly, and he didn't go over none of that with me. And it says I'm susceptible to more heart attacks because of that. So I know that the blood in my heart is not flowing properly back, and they have not gone over none of that. Like, there is some things in there on all. I've took 4 to 6 EKGs, and I mean, I've looked up the EKG results, and it says that you gotta either call 911 or talk to a specialist, and they're supposed to explain that stuff because you may have had a serious heart attack. And I've had 4 to 6 of those, and that's why I try to give him a heads up on that, so he knows this
Mhm.
neurological issue may concern more like heart issues and colon issues on top of it. That's what the colon
Yeah.
specialist told me, is that my hemorrhoid problem is a neurological
Uh-huh.
issue. And I mean, my
Okay.
hemorrhoids are unusual. Like, I got one in the back that is almost the size of a baseball or a golf ball sometimes, and it doesn't feel like the
Okay.
other hemorrhoids. One feels like a piece of candy corn, and then there's
Uh-huh.
another one that doesn't feel like, it just feels like a hemorrhoid. And I mean, sometimes it
Okay.
feels like that hemorrhoid is moving in circles, or something is shocking it, like an electromagnetic current. And I mean, it's very
Uh-huh.
uncomfortable. And I do have this dude, Elon Musk, communicating with me illegally, telling me that he's like trying to say that he's raping me and stuff. And he's telling me that he's shocking that hemorrhoid with some kind of electromagnetic current. And they have put wires in the ground. They ran a whole bunch of internet wires here when the 6G came in, and they
Mhm.
put a new internet in. And they ran a lot of wires heavier on my side of town here than they did the rest of the city. So there is a lot of electromagnetic current in the ground. And I mean,
Okay.
he's sitting here threatening me, telling me he's raping me and trying to turn me into, I hate to use the word, but a faggot. And I keep telling him, no, I'm not going to do that. It's against my religion and stuff. And so these are things that I have concerns about. And I've tried to explain
Yeah.
that. I've explained that to every doctor, and then they go out and they talk to their nurse. I don't know if that's standard procedure or not, but they go out and talk to their nurse, and then they come back in and talk to me. And none of them have said that I'm crazy or anything. And none of them have recommended that I take a mental health evaluation. But some of them have prescribed me drugs, antibiotics, antibiotics, or drugs that, like opioids and stuff, after telling them that. So I think that would negate that right there.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I think that certainly some of your concerns can be related to the imaging that you had, and there's um, something to meet with a surgeon about related to that imaging. And I can reassure you, Glenn, that here at KU, at the University of Kansas Health System, we do not discriminate against anyone for creed, color, race, sexual preference, anything like that. You will be treated the same as every other person, with dignity here. Um, and so I want you to know that you don't have to worry about that when you come here to visit with us. And the focus will be what is causing you to have these neurologic issues. Is it an external force, or is it something that's happening in your spine? And so that will be kind of what the discussion is focused on.
okay, I do appreciate that, and I do believe you, ma'am. I am thankful. You sound like a pretty good person, and you have a good heart. So
I do my best, and I want to make sure that people know they can trust us with their care. I want to make sure you have the details of the appointment, so you know when to be here.
okay. Do I have to fill out some
Yeah.
paperwork? They sent me some stuff, but with my physical state, it's hard for me to fill some of that stuff out.
Yeah. You know what? You don't have to do it ahead of time. You can do it when you're here for your appointment.
Okay, I do appreciate that. I'll go ahead and be ready for the
Yeah.
details whenever you're ready.
Okay. So the appointment is May 27th,
Okay.
and it's at 12:40 p.m. And I know that Garden City is far away. Um, it's at 12:40, and in order to do that paperwork that you need to do, and then Dr. Alvarado is the neurosurgeon. He likes to have his patients get some x-rays so he can just, see kind of generally what the spine looks like, and that helps him make surgical recommendations. So in order to do those x-rays and have the paperwork done, you should get there at 11:40.
Okay, that'll work for me. I believe Marlene, she's going to take me. We may possibly get a motel the night before, so I don't think that'll be an issue of being there on time.
Okay, perfect. And the address. So you're going to go to our Indian Creek campus in Overland Park, which is slightly closer, 20 minutes closer to Garden City. And the address there, hang tight, I don't have them all memorized. Okay, it's 10730.
10730?
Yep. Nall, Nall Avenue.
Okay.
Suite 101.
Okay.
Overland Park, Kansas.
Okay.
Do you like a zip code?
No, I don't need that. I believe we'll probably Google it and get directions. So Google makes it a little bit easy to find the places these days. I do appreciate it, though,
it'll
ma'am.
reliably take you there.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I don't think so. So I will make sure Dr. Alvarado has your imaging. It's already here, so he does. And then I'll let him know that you have some concerns you want to talk about and kind of figure out are any of those related to what we're seeing on imaging here, and is there any sort of neurosurgical recommendation that might be helpful for you.
All right. I appreciate that, ma'am. You've done a very great job. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate you too. I'm glad we got connected, and we'll see you at the end of May.
Okay, thank you. You have a great day, ma'am.
You too. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye.